Morning, y'all. So I decide to open my blinds today, and I got the scare of my life. Like, bruh, I legit was about to come up out of here. Ah! It's not inside my, like, it's not in here, but I kind of want to close the blinds back. That's kind of, I don't like that. Can you get off my window, sir? So big and juicy. Is that inside? Why does it look like it's... Ooh. I'm scared. Yeah. He jumped off the window. Okay, he jumped off the window. He's doing whatever he's doing down there. I'm telling y'all, like, I'm like, okay, boom. I have 30 minutes before I have to go get ready for work. Let me open the blinds, get some light in here, get this energy up. And the first thing I open and I see that. Fun fact, I don't like lizards. I don't like frogs. I don't like anything that's super creepy crawly, if we're being honest. Like, I don't like roaches. I can do an ant. I like ants. Ants are harmless. But a lizard? Yeah. But any which way, good morning, y'all. So it is a brand new week. And I like to start my weeks. I used to start my weeks on a Monday because when I worked at one of my jobs, when I worked at one of my first like big girl job, like we started our week kind of like on a Monday because like it was a school, so like, you know, school starts on a Monday. So I used to love starting my week on a Monday. My calendar was different, everything. Like I changed the calendar to like starting the week starting on a Monday. But now that I'm back in just like the regular working world, I changed my calendar back to Sunday. So yeah, it is a Sunday. I just uploaded a video to YouTube and a little teaser to Instagram, which I thought was really cute. When I was editing it, I was like, you know, girl, you like doing this for real. Like, you actually like doing this for real. Now, I will say that it took me, because it was a sit-down video, so it took me at least 3 hours to edit that sit-down video. Yeah, you would think sit-down videos are easier to edit, but in my opinion, sit-down videos are a little bit, they take longer to edit because, you know, you have a lot of, like, you're talking a lot, so you want to make sure like you're not like over talking, or you're not like just talking about nonsense, you know. So that, for me personally, I feel like sit-down videos take a little bit longer to edit. But any which way, I'm holding this camera really weird. Let me get my tripod so I can talk to y'all real quick. Now that we have our tripod, yeah, my hand was hurting, but yeah, y'all. Well, now I can open my blinds a little bit wider because Mr. Lizard is gone. But yeah, we have legit 14 minutes before I have to go get ready for work. Editing basically took up my entire day. Not my entire day, my entire morning. And I'm not mad at it because honestly, if I didn't post that video today, or if I didn't edit that video today, I kid you not, it probably would not have gotten edited, just because I don't know, I get into these moods where I'm like, yeah, I want to edit. So like when I got into that mood of, yeah, I want to edit, I just jumped on it because I'm like, yeah, no, you're not gonna have, like, you don't know when you're gonna have this feeling again of editing. So yeah, but this week's video, I'm going to attempt to do like a full, because I don't have anything going on this week that's super exciting. Yeah, I don't have anything like super exciting going on this week, so it's probably just gonna really be me chatting to you about the books I'm currently reading. Yeah, so a major like bookish update, I will say. So I think, I want to say, no, that video, if y'all saw the video where I talked about my like July TBR or whatever, I don't know if I even posted that part in the video. Nevertheless, I'm gonna post a picture here. This was gonna be my July TBR, right? I got depressed. I got depressed looking at my TBR for July. I kid you not. Like, and nothing's wrong with the books on my July TBR. Like, some of them are really great books, and you know, I'm actually excited to read those books. However, I just wasn't ready for them right now. So like, for example, Parable of the Sower, Atmosphere, Great Alone, like all those books are so like serious in my opinion that I was just like, yeah, I want fluffy, fun, you know, read. So talking to my cousin, and she was just like, how about I create like a mood board instead of a TBR? Because I think for me, every time I create a TBR, I literally be fighting for my life. Like I literally fight for my life every single time I create a TBR. So what I did was create a mood list, like she said. And the mood list, let me hold on. The mood list is, I'm still curating it honestly. So the mood list that I'm referring to is gonna be like my summer, because I want books that are like summery, fluffy, fun, you know, books that aren't as serious as the books that I chose for July, right? So far my list, these are all the books that I have so far. I have Audrey and Bash. I put this on here for the sole purpose of, it is, I want to say this is based in the Caribbean, if I'm not mistaken. I know I watched the show, but I want to say this, I watched the show, so I feel like me reading this is going to just be like a refresher in a sense. So it's not like as serious, even though like the story itself, there are some serious things that happen. Happy Land, I picked it off the vibe of the cover. It's a historical fiction, so there's gonna be a lot of like, of course, serious things that happen. However, the cover gives like summary, so that's why I put it on my list. I love Like the Sun. I don't know when else I would read this if it's not in the summer or spring, so I put that on there. This is on here just because I'm trying to get done with Miss Frida so that I can read her on my Kindle. So this is the last book I have, and Frida is typically like, you can get through Frida in, you know, like a day. So that's why I put it on here, just something I can get through quickly. This one, I know in my last video I talked about wanting to read her memoir before I picked up a book by her. However, this screams summer because I think, honestly, yeah, it says flirty and ready to embrace the heat of the summer. So I'm like, I want books that, you know, give summer. So I'm gonna I chose to pick this up before reading the memoir. So yeah, I just want to do that. Then we have Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. So this book, y'all, I really don't know when I'm going to get to this because the hold, and I know this is because the movie or the show or whatever came out. So the freaking audiobook is like a 15-week wait. 15 weeks from now we gonna be in fall, damn near. So I mean, I still have it on here. I prefer, again, I can read this with my eyes. I just feel like I absorb a story better when it's immersive, when I immersive read, because when I'm reading with my eyes alone, because I'm just so like new to actually like picking up a book and reading, it's hard for me to really be immersed when I'm just reading the book with my eyes. Like I need to have something that I'm listening to, you know, to stay focused. And I can listen to like lo-fi and stuff, but it's still, I need the words of the book. But if we don't get to it this summer, then we'll just, you know, push it to the next summer. The next book we have is Sweet Heat. This I can this one I can actually probably read this after the book I'm currently reading because it's ready. It's on Hoopla. Like it's actually just ready on Hoopla, and I don't know if it's gonna be on there for too long because Hoopla, I don't know, they be taking some of their books off. And then we have When I Think of You. This is one that it's a second chance romance, and I don't know if I will enjoy it, but we'll see. I mean, I read No Ordinary Love and I didn't enjoy that, so we'll see. And then lastly, on like the summary vibe, is Big Girl Blitz. I'm currently reading Plus Size Player. I am on chapter 6 of Plus Size Player, and Plus Size Player is following Nina. Nina is the girly pop with the roster. So we're following Nina, and I want to say that what I'm noticing, and somebody please tell me if this is actually accurate, all of their stories are happening at the same time, right? Because as I'm reading Nina's story, she's saying something about Aaliyah's birthday party, and I'm like, Aaliyah's birthday party? Okay, so everything is happening at the same time. So yeah, so these two books I want to kind of just close out the series. So that is my summer TBR, and I wish I had done this at the start of summer, because I probably could have got through most of these books already, versus like just reading, just just reading just to read. And now on to the required reading. So the required reading for me is the Goodreads challenge and the book club books, right? So I think I mentioned in either my last video or, yeah, I think I mentioned I am still reading The Sky Full of Elephants. I have this much left, which I can knock that out. I literally have an hour left in the audiobook. I could knock that out. It's just I'm having just a hard time. Like, the context, the premise of the story is great. It's just, I don't know, I'm just not having the best time with it, and I'm ready to kind of be, through. So then required, so Goodreads related, these two books will cover, so Atmosphere and Parable of the Sower will cover, what will they cover? They will cover 2 of the Goodreads prompts for the challenges. So these I just have on my cart. They will get read in August or like early September before the challenge ends. And then other required reading will be book club. So this one is the second, Hurricane Summer is the second book, and for the second half of July, which excited to get into it just because the setting is in Jamaica and I am just super excited. And then for the first half of August, I want to say Zeal was what we chose, and then the second half of August was Great After Dark. So this should be perfect just because August leads into fall. So this should be perfect for like a summer ween or something, just to get me into the vibe of reading thrillers, because my mood, this cart is gonna probably change when we get down to like late September, because by then I want to read spooky books, and then when we get to like November, like close to Thanksgiving-esque, it's gonna change to holiday books, which I don't have plenty of holiday books. If I'm being completely honest with you, I don't have a lot of holiday books, but we gonna make it work. We gonna make it work, because we're not buying books. It's either we're gonna read these holiday books on our Kindle, or we're going to read what we have, because I know off the top of my head right now I have 3 like holiday Christmassy books. Yeah, and those will get read during the holidays. So yeah, but those are my I don't want to call it a TBR because my cousin told me not to call it a TBR. It's my mood list. So that's what we're calling it. I did finish Funny Story, and I absolutely loved that book. That was my first Emily Henry book, and it probably will be my last. Just because I've tried to read Emily Henry in the past when I started reading, and I just didn't connect with any of the ones that I picked up. So Funny Story, I loved the humor. It's like corny humor. It's just so corny. I loved the banter between Daphne and Miles. I didn't care for I think they call it a third act breakup in the books. I didn't care for that. I honestly we could have done without that, but eventually when, things got back right, it was sweet, and I liked it. And then I love when authors weave the actual title of the book into the story, and it was great. And that book, it has a special place in my heart. I added it to my faves on Fable because it does have a special place in my heart. I was looking for a book that the main character, female main character specifically, was going through something, that was going through something, and then they come out on the other side, and it was beautiful. So yeah, y'all, I have 3 minutes before I need to go start getting ready for work. I am debating if I should make my coffee here or just get a coffee from Starbucks or Dunkin'. I don't know. I'm probably gonna make my coffee here it's cold brew. I think I showed y'all in a previous vlog actually. It's just a cold brew with the vanilla creamer, and I just don't know if that's strong enough. I don't know if that's strong enough. I don't have a long shift today. It's kind of short, but it's a Sunday, and you know, things close early on Sunday. So regardless, it just still feels like a long shift because I'm gonna be there when like everybody's winding down for the evening for Sunday. So for me, it doesn't feel like I have my day, you know, the rest of my day. It still feels like I'm going into to end the day with everybody else. So yeah, y'all, I don't know. I just be wanting to yap right now. I don't know. That's why I picked up the camera, because I'm like, I want to yap. I want to chat. And then that lizard killed my mood. But yeah, I'm probably going to pick y'all back up later on when I get home if I am reading. Or yeah, because I want this video to be strictly bookish. Like I want it to be so bookish. Like I don't want to do anything, like I don't want to show y'all anything but book stuff. So we're gonna see how that goes, because I know me, like I be wanting to show y'all just the mundane things, the random things. So we're gonna see how this goes. Yeah, stick around, y'all. Bye, see you soon.
And the fact that you invited me to this event lets me know that you feel it too. Shit, I knew the risk. I assumed the risk. And now I was going to have to eliminate the risk of further disaster. We hadn't even been at the ball for 2 hours, and I didn't want a scene. It was my debut as part of the RL Fashions team. It was my first official event as a model for RL Fashions. I just wowed everyone on and off the dance floor. So having my date break down or make a scene would really undo the work I've done thus far. I ran my hands over his lapels and patted his chest. Do you remember when you took me for that picnic on that giant raft down the river? I asked him.
Sorry for the angle, y'all. But this is what I mean when I say I want, or this is what I meant when I said I wanted summery, feel good, make me feel something, make me feel something, fun vibes. Like, plus size player so far has been great. I'm sorry, I don't know why I put the book back down so like that a while ago. But I mean, it is very spicy, and I am a girl that I love spice in my books. Now I can't, like, I've realized like I can't do spice back to back to back to back. When I started reading, I didn't mind like completely just reading spice back to back to back, but as my reading taste grows, I realize like I can take spice in very small doses. So like I can read a book, you know, that's very spicy, and then maybe take a break from it and then come back to it. So what's his name, the male main character, Russ, Mr. Talk You Through It. I am having a great time. I'm having a great time. He is something. And then I guess for me, Nina, because girl, I forgot the girl name because I'm over here worried about Russ. But Nina, so Nina had an event for work, and she, you know, she has a roster, so she invited a specific person off her roster that she felt would fit the vibe for the event. And the entire event, I'm like, okay, Danielle Allen is setting something up. Like, I feel like something is gonna happen where, like, I don't know, I didn't expect it to be like super huge or anything, because I'm like, okay, I don't know if this is like her, like, I don't think she really does like the whole, like, you know, we're gonna have a big old conflict. I don't know. I know Curvy Girl Summer, I can't really remember much of it, but I don't remember me being upset because there was such a huge conflict. Or actually, yes, Curvy Girl Summer did have that part where like they stopped talking, I think, or something like that. But yeah, so they're at an event, and I'm like in this feeling of like, okay, she's setting something up to happen. And then the thing that happens, it happened. I didn't expect it. I honestly was just like, okay, maybe I'm tripping, because I honestly didn't expect it to happen, and then it happened, and then, oh, child, like, chile. But yes, very good book so far, very spicy. I'm having a great time. I'm waiting to kind of see how their relationship is gonna evolve how their relationship is gonna evolve from all this like you know, tension, like all this sexual tension. I'm waiting to see how it will, I'm waiting to see how it will evolve into like them actually spending time with each other, liking each other, going out on maybe dates without, you know, without that, like, I mean, of course there's always going to be tension when you really like someone, but I'm just waiting to see like that other side, because so far we're only getting the side that's like the lustful side, you know. We haven't really gotten the side that's the romantic, you know, like side. Like we know that Mr. Russ can take you through there or talk you through it, so we know that. I've witnessed that in the books for the last couple chapters. So yeah, I know he could talk you through it, but I want to see like how he does when it comes to like big gestures and stuff like that. But I know that this is very early in the book, so there's still plenty to go. So we shall see. I have about 30 minutes before I have to clock into work, so I'm gonna listen to the rest to like 30 more minutes. I'm gonna listen to 30 more minutes, and then we'll see. After work, we'll probably put the book back on. And then probably, honestly, the book is so daggone good right now that I'll probably finish this book today. We'll see. I don't know. That's a stretch, but we shall see. Good morning, y'all, again. And we are in the same spot as yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. I like this angle because I'm filming on my camera. And my camera, if I put it up on top of my dashboard, it's gonna roll around everywhere. So this little spot, this little nook is where I got y'all. But I wanted to come on here to talk about, two books actually, because we talked about Plus Size Player yesterday. So I wanted to come on here and talk about 2 books. But before we do that, I am leaving the nail salon. I am about to be en route to work. I decided to leave my house way earlier because I decided to pop my nails off last night. I don't know why I popped my nails off last night. I popped them off last night. I mean, they were old anyway, so yeah, but my nail beds were like hurting a little bit from doing that. So I decided to leave a little earlier to come to the nail salon. So I just got some plain white, nothing serious, just plain white. This is my favorite type of white. It's like the milky white. I think they call it Funny Bunny. My cuticles look a little ashy because I washed my hands, but yeah, it's like the Funny Bunny color. It's like very like a opaque. Is that the right word? Opaque. So yeah, I came to do my nails, and then I decided to get a patty and a pineapple bigger. And yeah, so while I'm en route to work, I'm gonna talk to y'all about Sky Full of Elephants and another book that I started last night while I was popping my nails off. So yeah, so Sky Full of Elephants. Oh, and also it's hot as heck out here, girl. So if you hear the AC in the background, girl, it's hot. It is hot, okay? So yeah, but Sky Full of Elephants, I finished it this morning while I was getting ready to head out. And I mean, I don't have much to say. I don't have much to say about the book, but that I finished it, and I'm so happy I finished it. I'm so happy it's over. I went into that book thinking something completely different. I don't know. I think I went into the book thinking of more along the lines of this is gonna be like sci-fi fantasy-esque, when really I probably shouldn't have went into the book like that, because it's in the, you know, the section, the literary fiction section. So there was no reason. I don't know where you're going, sir. Yeah, there was no reason for me to go into the book thinking that this was going to be sci-fi fantasy, like a whole nother world. Like, yes, this was a whole nother world, because again, the book is about, the book is essentially telling you that all the white folks walked into the nearest body of water and they all, like, you know, drowned and like left the world pretty much. So in a sense, like, it's giving that like sci-fi fantasy, otherworldly type of vibe. But I think for me, the story, the way I thought the story was going to be, who is calling me? The way I thought the story was going to be executed, it wasn't executed the way I thought it was going to be executed. The book is not a bad book. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that will enjoy this book and absolutely.
When is your place going to be done?
Yeah, so I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that's gonna enjoy the premise of the story, enjoy the book. I'm sure there are people out there that actually love, that enjoy the story and love the story. I think for me, I was more so thinking along the lines of I thought it was gonna be a little bit more exciting than what it was, because when I picked up the book, I'm like, this sounds like it's gonna be it's gonna be a good story, but it was more so along the lines of, it was deep. Like it was a deep book. That's the only way I can describe it. Like, it was so deep. And I think for me, that's not the vibe I was on. I mean, I told y'all either earlier in the vlog or in the previous vlog, like, I'm looking for a good time. I'm not looking for anything serious, and I'm looking for a good time. So it was a struggle to get through it, and I couldn't DNF it because, again, it's a book club book, and my cousin had already finished the book, so I would have felt bad if I was like, hey, I can't finish the book when she pushed through and finished the book, So yeah, all in all, I finished it. I'm gonna keep it on my shelf. I'm not gonna sell it on Pango because, again, I think it is a very important story. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a very important story. It just wasn't the story for me at the time. Now, last night when I was popping my nails off, I went back to my Canva, and I realized I had started when I was reading when I was trying to catch up on Jacquel J, not catch up, but more so getting to her universe. I had created a family tree. So I created a family tree because there were so many different characters to keep up with in Jacquel J's books. So I created a family tree, and while I was going through my Canva, I was like, okay, I want to convert this family tree into my notes, because the family tree for me, I didn't really care to have it anymore. I just wanted to have like storylines in my notes. So I went through and I kind of wrote down, okay, well, this person's married to this person has a child with this person is the grandparent of this person. Like, that's how I did it, instead of doing like an actual family tree, so that when I am reading, I don't have to always go back to Canva to look at a family tree. Like, I could always just go to my notes and look at that specific book and who these specific people are. So while I was doing that, I don't know, like, I got this kind of urge to continue within the world the universe I'm in right now is like Delgado land, I guess you could say. So this is where you have Capone, Capadonna, Capri. I've read all those books. All those books are read currently. I stopped at, of course, the last Capri book, and now how y'all got down there like that? Okay, so yeah, I stopped at the last Capri book, and I am now on Qasim. So what is going on with this camera? See, I be trying to get the angles, and I wonder how long y'all was like that too. I don't even know, but hey, you can still hear me, I hope. Okay, hold on. Okay, hopefully this is better. But yeah, so I stopped at Capri. So now I'm on Qasim. Qasim is a whole new person, right? Because we have the siblings, Capone, Capadonna, Capri. Qasim is a whole new person. This is, of course, he's in, like, he knows the Delgados and everybody, but he's a whole new person. So I think for me, getting snippets of Qasim and Blair's story, I guess in the other, and I think it was Capri's book, I'm not sure, getting the little tidbits, I think for me, I didn't expect their story to start off so rough. Like, I didn't know, I think for me, I was expecting it to be like, okay, boom, they're still getting to know each other and all that. But baby, I got into that book, and it's like they're not enemies, but they're like, it's like, okay, I like you, but you playing games kind of thing. I'm like, I didn't expect this. This is not what I expected. So I'm a little shook, just because I thought I was jumping into it with them already being like in a relationship or something. But hey, it's so far so good. I got through 25, maybe 25% or 28% while I was popping my nails off and soaking them off and stuff. So very excited to continue that. I don't know if I'm gonna be continuing like back to back, because I know, Jacquel J, she leaves her books leave off on cliffhangers. And I think for me, when a book leaves off on a cliffhanger, because I'm not the person, because I haven't leveled up to the read series back to back yet. Like I did that with Capone, Capadonna, and Capri, but that was out of like a necessity of me wanting to get to her newer works that are like Qasim, Menace, and all of them. That was just me wanting to get to that. But then I burnt myself out doing that, and then I just ended up taking a whole couple months hiatus, and now I'm back to Qasim. So I think for me, depending on how the cliffhanger is, if it's a crazy cliffhanger, like I'm talking about, I need to know what's going on right now, then yes, I will jump into the next book. And also, I'm listening to this strictly on audio because I don't have Kindle Unlimited. I do not use Kindle Unlimited enough for me to be paying $11.99 a month. Like, again, told y'all, money tight. So I can't be sitting here paying I don't even know if this one's my turn. I can't be paying $11.99 a month for a service that I do not. I can't be sitting here paying $11.99 for a service that I'm not gonna use. You know, like, of course now I would probably use it if I'm gonna be tapping back into Jacquel J. But I think for me, I'd rather just listen to the audio if I'm doing something around the house, or if I'm just busy doing something, because it's available. They're available on Hoopla, and I think some of them are also available on Libby. So I think I'd rather do that versus like spending $11.99 that I don't have. So those are the two books that I wanted to talk about: Sky Full of Elephants and Qasim 1, because I think there's 3 Qasim books. Plus Size Player, I'm still listening to it, as you heard earlier. Still listening to it, still getting into it, actually. Where am I in Plus Size Player? Let me see. Where am I? Oh, I'm on chapter 10. I'm on chapter 10 and 38% in. And I think I told y'all yesterday, like, I'm curious to see how their relationship, or how their relationship is gonna evolve from just like the lust of it all, and how they're gonna get deeper with each other. And I think right now we're at a place where they're kind of, you know, getting deeper. You know, when you're talking to somebody and maybe when you did meet, it was just all fully just like attraction, and then you start to get like really deep with that person. So they're at that point now, I feel like, where they're starting to get a little bit deeper with each other. So enjoying I think right now, the lineup, I'm enjoying all of what I have. The next book I'm gonna dive into, because I finished Sky Full of Elephants, so I think I want to be reading probably 3 books at a time, just to keep my brain, like, trick my brain into thinking we reading something new all the time. So I think I'll probably just tap into The Tenant just to finish that out, by Frida McFadden. Just to finish that out. It's like an 8-hour audio book. I have the book at home. I'm probably going to tap into it. I don't know when I'm going to tap into it though, but I will eventually tap into it, because I need to finish that book out and figure out, okay, do I like this book enough to keep it on my shelf, or do I want to just sell it on my Pango? So yeah, now I'm yapping, and so I'm going to eat my food, and finish these errands. I have to go ship a Pango order. We love Pango. I have to go ship a Pango order, and then I have to go do some other things before I go to actual work. So I will talk to y'all when I have something else to say that's related to books. Y'all, I have to go clock in a mere 17 minutes, and the way I just want to sit here and read this book, because like now I'm here. Now I'm locked in. Because what do you mean? Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It feels like reading a thriller. And I know that's gonna sound strange, but it feels like reading a thriller where, like, you're finding things out. Like, you're finding these things out back to back to back. The first thing that I found out, I was like, whoa, what the heck? Then finding out the second thing, I'm like, what? Like, of course it's not as intense as a thriller, because again, it is a romance, so it's not like finding out the information that we're finding out is not as intense. But I think for me, when I found out what I found out, I wasn't expecting that. So that was like a pleasant surprise. Why does it feel like, I don't know, it's dark in this garage, but that was it's me trying to get some light. That was a pleasant surprise, if I'm being completely honest with you, because I think for me, I was just kind of like reading. I'm like, okay, yeah, they're continuously doing things, and they're continuously meeting up with each other and doing things and blah blah blah. I'm like, when are we gonna get to the meat and potatoes? But we have gotten to the meat and potatoes, and now I just want to sit here and read this book. But I do have to go to work. Oh my gosh, wow, I'm on chapter 14. So if you've read this book, you know exactly what, like, the two things that just, like, the two bombs, I will say, that just got dropped on us. You would know exactly where I'm at if you can remember, like, where in the book that is. But yeah, I love when I get into this mood of, like, when the book gets really good, because then I don't want to stop reading. Because I think for me, I have such a problem with, you know how some people can, like, read a book in one day? That's hard for me, because I'm so new to this whole thing that it's like I haven't unlocked that. Like, I call it levels for me. Every time I unlock something within, like, my reading journey, I call it like a level. So I haven't unlocked that level yet where I can, where I want to or can sit down and devour a book within a day. I've done that once before, and that was because it was a Frida book and I was cleaning. So I literally was cleaning for that entire, like, 6 hours of that book. So that's the only reason I was able to devour that book in that one sitting. So this book in particular, like, if I didn't have to go to work today, this would be done. Like, I would be done. Like, it would be me curled up on my bed or something, reading the rest of this book, because the way that it has gotten so good, because now I'm curious to see where we go from here. Yeah, I'm curious to see where we go from here. So like I said, if you've read this book, you know exactly what I'm talking about as far as, like, the two things that happen, or the two things that were said. And then I guess, you know, you're gonna know, like, my sentiments of, like, well, how are they gonna move forward? Like, what's gonna happen? So yeah, but I'm about to go to work, and I will pick y'all back up when I have something to say about a book. Good morning, y'all. I'm sorry I sound questionable, but I thought I was getting sick, and it still could be the case. I don't think so, but I don't know. Yesterday was a little bit worse than today. I think right now my voice is just kind of weirded out, but my voice is a little deeper than normal, and then my nose is, the reason I'm rubbing petroleum jelly on my nose is because, girl, I was using Kleenex and wiping my nose last night a lot, because it was just, like, so much. I still am a little, like, congested here, but I wanted to come on here to give y'all a reading update. So yesterday, I feel like I don't remember the last time I talked to y'all, honestly. I don't remember the last time I talked to y'all, but it might have been the day before yesterday, when I was reading Plus Size Player. Still at the same place with Plus Size Player. Oh, ooh, I did some Vaseline on my lips. Can you put this on your lips? Hey, I'm doing it already. I will. Okay. That's a little better. But yeah, so Plus Size Player, still at the same spot, I think. I'm pretty sure we left off on chapter 4. Why is this on chapter 14? Am I on chapter 14? Hold on. Let me check Goodreads. Not Goodreads. Libby. because I feel like I'm further. Okay, so I am on chapter 14, but I'm pretty much at the end of chapter 14. And I think that's where I left off with y'all. I haven't picked it up since that day. And I have been reading Kwasim. So, good news. Yesterday, something sparked me to go to see if Kindle Unlimited would give like a deal or something. And they did. They did. So I have a 30-day. I have a 30-day free trial. So I have 30 days. I don't want to do what I did the first time with reading all the Capone, Capadonna, and Capri books. Like, I don't want to do that. And I think I told y'all that earlier in this vlog too. Like, I don't want to read her stuff back to back to back. But I think I can at least read a few of them within the 30 days that I have, you know, the Kindle Unlimited for free. So right now, I am on chapter 19, I think, of Qasim. Let me see. Y'all, today would have been a day off for me, but the past me was thinking about future me, and I picked up a shift. The past me picked up a shift for today, and I am tired. Like, I am so tired, and it's also because yesterday I wasn't feeling good. Like, my nose, my body, like, everything was just hurting. So, I really wish today was my actual day off so I can just relax. But it's okay. But yeah, so Qasim, I'm on, oh, this one doesn't give me chapters, but Hoopla does. I'm on chapter 19, yeah. And that's like 69% of the way. And so far, I mean, when I started the book, I was enjoying the book. Jacquel J always, you know, provides us with a good time. We can count on her for that, for providing us with a good time. But also there's some depth within here because, of course, like, if you are familiar with the Delgado series, well, the Delgado land, Qasim is the head of the Infernos, and oh my god, Qasim is the head of the Infernos, and the love interest is Blair. Now, I told y'all earlier, I wasn't expecting them to not already be head over heels for each other, so that was kind of a surprise for me when I got into the book, and I'm like, oh, they're at odds, you know. So yeah, so Qasim's love interest is Blair. He, where am I going with this? See, I had all these thoughts yesterday. My brain is like fried right now. Yeah, so he is the head of the Infernos, and love interest is Blair. Right now, we're at the point where I think they're on like a vacation. Not them, not Blair and Qasim by themselves, but there's like this group vacation that I think they typically kind of take somewhat of a trip in Jacquel J's books. So they're on a vacation right now, which is super nice, super cute. And then what else? Yeah, I think for me, I was just kind of like, I was upset with Qasim at first because I was just like, why aren't you, like, tell the girl, like, if you care for her, because that's another thing too, we're getting both POVs, so we're in his brain and we're in Blair's brain too. So it's like, why aren't you telling her how you feel? Like, you know, you love her, you know you want to be with her, but he's scared because of, you know, a traumatic situation that happened to him, not once but twice. So traumatic situation happened, and he's kind of scared to open himself to someone else because, you know, he doesn't want to lose people, and I understand. But it was like frustrating. It's like pulling teeth. It was like pulling teeth with him. So it was just annoying because I'm like, bro, you're pissing me off. But where we're at right now, I'm okay. I'm okay. He's doing what he needs to do, you know. Yeah. And then also Blair is a cancer survivor as well, and she also went through some traumatic stuff too. So also read your trigger warnings, because there is DV that shows up on page. So read your content warnings if there are content warnings in the front, but if not, I just told you there is DV. I don't know what else would be considered. Oh yeah, actually, DV, grief, like a lot. So this book has a lot more, not a lot more, because her books typically do have depth. Like, yeah, we're gonna be in shootouts, we're gonna be doing this, we're gonna be doing that, but there is some depth to her characters. So yeah, and her characters are funny. So yeah, but that's the reading update. The next reading update before this SD card flips out, because I have 3 minutes left on this SD card. The next reading update is that Goodreads just released their challenge, the mystery challenge that's supposed to be released today, and the title is literally Summer. And that's the title. So what this is, it says, collect this achievement when you read one of these books with summer in the title between now and the 14th of September. So the book I'm gonna be reading for book club is on here, so I don't have to worry about picking another book. And also, if I didn't have that book on here, if that book wasn't on here from book club, then I would have it would have been Every Summer After. However, Every Summer After, the audiobook wouldn't be ready for like weeks, so then I would have to choose something else, which would have probably been, from what I have physically, would have been probably One Summer in Savannah. And then The Summer Girlfriend is on here, but that's for our book club, so we weren't gonna touch that. And those are the only books I have physically that I would have been able to do. So I'm so happy that Hurricane Summer, it's on here, because I don't have to use brain power to figure out like what to read. So yeah, I'm probably gonna sit here and listen to yeah, am I gonna sit here and listen to Quastin? I don't know, because I just feel like I also don't have that much time. I feel like I woke up a little later than I wanted to. Yeah, so I need to start getting ready at like 11:30. It's 9:08, so that's 2 hours. That's 2 hours. I'm sorry, y'all. My energy is super low because, again, I do not feel great. Yeah, I might just sit here and read, or I don't know what I'm gonna do. Honestly, I don't know, but I'll catch y'all when I have something else book related, or if I do end up reading. Bye. So it is a brand new day, and today is going to be the last day of this reading vlog. I'm actually coming on here to end this vlog out and talk about the books that we read, if I can remember. I think we read, what did we read in this vlog? Lord. I should have probably edited some of that footage before coming on here, but I know for a fact right now we are in the middle of The Divorce by Frida McFadden, and I'm on chapter 2 of Hurricane Summer. And let me tell y'all something. I had this like really weird urge to have just like such a quiet morning, and quiet meaning I pulled out my book light, turned on some lo-fi, and I just started reading this with my eyes. I remember previously telling y'all that in order for me to focus on a book, I need to like you know, be immersive reading. And I will say so far, I don't know if it's because like this is kind of like it's an easier, the word, it's easier to read. Like it's not as, you know, difficult, I would say, to comprehend. And also too, this setting is in Jamaica, so there's a lot of patois in here, and I understand patois, so you know it's easier for me to kind of breeze through it. So but yeah, I am enjoying reading this with my eyes, and I fear that I don't want to listen to the audio for this. I might try to listen to it because again there is patois in here and they are in Jamaica, so I'm curious to see if the audio experience will encapsulate, you know, the Jamaican experience in a sense. So yeah, I'm reading that with my eyes currently. I'm on chapter 2 and so far I'm enjoying it. And I am reading The Divorce by Frida McFadden. And so far I think I have some notes, because that's another thing I told myself, that I need to start writing down notes so that when it's time for me to talk about the book, like I'm not tripping over my words and stuff. Because when I was editing my last vlog, I don't know, when I was talking about Junie and some of those other books, I'm like, I probably should have wrote some notes. Yeah, probably should have wrote some notes. Okay, so with The Divorce, right? We're following our female main character, Naomi. And Naomi's husband, this is not a spoiler at all. Naomi's husband basically kicks her out, and in the worst way. He did it in the worst way, in my opinion. Like it's just like you could have did, you could have just spoke your mind. Like you could have just spoke your mind, told her the real, instead of doing all these theatrics. So yeah, he kicked her out and pretty much asked for a divorce. And I think there's a part in the book where he basically convinced her to get a lawyer, because I think Naomi at that point, she was like, you know, we're gonna fix this, like we're gonna fix this relationship, blah blah blah. And I think he was like, I think you should get a lawyer or something like that. So right now I'm at the point in the book where Naomi's trying to obtain a lawyer. This is also not a spoiler. He's pretty much retained all of the best lawyers, the best divorce lawyers in the area, so that Naomi can't get to them. And I'm like, why? Why? Why do you feel the need to retain the best lawyers so that she can't get to them? So it's very weird vibes. And of course it's Frida, so we may think it's one thing happening, and we may think like, oh, he's, you know, he's the one that we should be hating, blah blah blah, and you know, turns out it's somebody else. I also don't think this is a spoiler, but yeah, she also caught him kissing some young girl, and or a young woman, sorry. She had caught him kissing some young woman. So that's another thing. Naomi's now obsessed with thinking like, oh, this woman is dangerous or whatnot. So it's a Frida roller coaster. It's a Frida roller coaster. I'm 33% in, and I will say that I'm not having a good time. Yeah, so it's a Frida, you get through it quickly and you move on with your you know, with their day. So as far as the books I've read in this vlog, I think going back, I know I read Plus Size Player. Yes, I think we started this vlog with me reading we started this vlog with me telling y'all about Funny Story, I think. I told y'all about Sky Full of Elephants, and all of these books, I'm not going to touch on them again because I'm going to be doing a wrap up. So I'll touch on I'll touch on the books a little bit more in my wrap up. And I know for a fact we read Kwasim. Now, did we finish Kwasim in this vlog? Did I show y'all me finishing Kwasim? Probably not, but we did finish Kwasim. And Plus Size Player, we also finished Plus Size Player. So yeah, I'll talk about all these books in my reading wrap up. And then we finished The Tenant also by Frida McFadden. So we read a lot of books in this vlog, even though there's no like, even though I don't have much footage of me reading these books, we read a lot of books in this vlog. So very, very proud of myself. And we are currently in the middle of 2. Being that I am reading Hurricane Summer with my eyes, or that I am telling myself that I'm reading it with my eyes, I'm trying to think, like, because it's the book club book, so I have to finish it by July 31st. So it is now July 21st. So I have 10 days to lock in and basically read 300 and something pages, which shouldn't be a problem. This is a little busier of a week, so hopefully I can have a day like today or a morning like today where I was able to just sit down and read it with my eyes, because I don't know, I'm enjoying it so far. And of course, let me tell y'all what it's about before I close out this vlog. So in this story, you're following Tilla. Tilla and her sister are visiting their dad for the summer. And from what I gathered in the first 2 chapters, Tilla's dad lives half of the time in Jamaica and half of the time in Canada. However, he hasn't been back to Canada in a while. So Tilla is feeling, I would say, resentment, yeah, because it's like he didn't come back, you know. So she's grappling with these feelings. She's grappling with these feelings of, I love my dad, but he also hurt me. So yeah, we're now following her. They just got to Jamaica, and let me tell y'all, the atmosphere, like, I just felt like I was there. I'm like, I need to go home. I need to go home. I need to go back to Jamaica. I need to. They were eating a Julie mango, stewed fish with rice. Ugh. And they drank pineapple juice. Ugh. Yeah, I need to go home. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it because, again, patois is on page, so it's easy for me to understand. It's easy for me to comprehend. So I'm having a time, and I'm excited to continue to see where the story goes. I know that it's probably not going to be like a fluffy, you know, because again, it seems like there's some heartbreak that's gonna happen within the story. So I'm excited to continue the story, but I did want to just come on here and close out this particular vlog. And the next video y'all see probably will be a book haul. I'm on a book buying ban, but other people buy books from me. So I'm on a book buying ban. I can't buy books, but other people buy books for me. So I have a book haul that is purely just a gift. So that will probably be the next one, or it's gonna be, it's either that or it's gonna be a like a travel type vlog. So we'll see which video is next. And I just want to say thank you for coming back to my channel and joining me, and, you know, just being here with me on this reading journey as I navigate, you know, the book community. So yeah, thank you for joining. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.